Read the question carefully. They've asked what? List any two examples. So make sure you write two examples. Justify this statement by representing schematically the two-gene inheritance. So very important. So when it is mentioned as two-gene inheritance, so what is that you are going to draw schematically? That is the dihybrid cross. There are two group of animals which exhibit either menstrual cycle or estrous cycle. So among the four options, you have to identify an organism which exhibits estrous cycle. Hello everyone, welcome to this very important session discussing about the model question paper of second PUC Biology. Myself, B. Shobharani from the Department of Biology, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. I am pretty sure now that all the second PUC students, particularly the science students from PCMB and PCMCS, are busy preparing for their board examination. And I am sure that you all will be in a confused state, as you all know that there is a change in the question paper pattern. So I am here in front of you to help you out in biology and making you aware of the question paper that is being given for you all for this examination, board examination. So in this particular session, I'll be discussing the pattern of question paper that is there for your second PUC biology examination. So I have taken this session to discuss one of the model paper that is released by the Department of Pre-University Education. And I'm sure that I think all of you know there is a change in the pattern of question paper where the board has introduced the MCQ pattern, that is the multiple choice question pattern along with the fill in the blanks. So almost you can say that 20 questions from this particular model paper, you will have the 15 questions from MCQs and 5 questions from the fill in the blanks. So let us know the distribution of marks chapter wise. So let us have a brief outlook of the distribution of marks chapter wise in second PUC biology syllabus. Moving on to the unit, that is unit 6, that is unit wise hours was 29 and unit wise marks is 28. So this particular unit called unit 6 is nothing but reproduction, which includes 4 very important chapters. The first chapter called reproduction in organism, second chapter called sexual reproduction in plants, and third chapter called human reproduction, and fourth chapter called reproductive health. And I think the previous question paper had 37 questions, but the present model paper, that is your change question paper pattern, has 47 questions. So you must be aware of the pattern of the question paper. So unit 6, that is about reproduction, has 4 chapters, that is reproduction in organisms, sexual reproduction in flowering plants, human reproduction and reproductive health. So what is the weightage of marks for reproduction in organism? It is 5 marks. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants, that is 9 marks. Human reproduction, 9 marks. Reproductive health, 5 marks. Right? Now, moving on to the unit 7, that is genetics and evolution, which includes 3 very important chapters. That is chapter 5 called principles of inheritance, which has a weightage of 11 marks, and molecular chapter 6 called molecular basis of inheritance, which is a very important chapter from examination point of view, has a weightage of 11 marks, and chapter called evolution has a weightage of 6 marks. Moving on to chapter 8, that is regarding biology in human welfare, which includes 3 very important chapters. Chapter 8 called human health and disease, which has a weightage of 9 marks. Then strategies for enhancement in food production has a weightage of 9 marks. Microbes in human welfare has a weightage of 6 marks. Moving on to unit 9, that is a very important unit called biotechnology, which includes 2 very important chapters. Chapter 11 called biotechnology, Principles and Processes, Chapter 12 called Biotechnology and its Application. Biotechnology Principles and Processes has a weightage of 7 marks, whereas Chapter 12, that is Biotechnology and its Application, has a weightage of 5 marks. Then moving on to the last chapter, that is regarding ecology, which includes 4 very important chapters. Chapter 13 called Organism and Population has a weightage of 7 marks. Ecosystem chapter 14 has a weightage of 6 marks. Then 15, that is Biodiversity and Conservation, has a weightage of 3 marks. Environmental Issues is a chapter which is having a weightage of 7 marks. So the total weightage of marks for all the 16 chapters of 5 units is 115. Here you must know that your maximum marks is for 70, but the questions that is there in your question paper will be for 115 marks. So you will have 45 questions of choice. The 45 marks is your choice questions. Choice questions. I repeat, that is the maximum marks for your paper is 70 marks. As you know, you have 30 marks for your practicals, which is already done. So the maximum marks for your theory paper is 70 marks, but your question paper is going to have 115 marks. That means 45 marks is from the choice question. So which is more advantageous for you all this year to come out with very good marks in biology, including your 20 marks is your MCQs, that is 15 questions from MCQs, and the remaining 5 from the fill in the blanks, and the remaining will be from the remaining parts. That is, as you all know, I'm going to discuss in this particular session the model paper, the pattern, everything in detail, so that it will help you out to face your board exam confidently. Very, very important, students, that you should have confidence. Only then you'll be able to master. You have to be thorough with the chapters. Then only you'll have confidence and you'll be able to face your board exam more confidently and come out with flying colors, that is with good marks. So knowledge base, you'll have 46 marks, that is 40%. Then understanding 30%, that is 35 marks. Application of skills, that is appreciate, that will be 15%, that is 17 marks. Skill is 15%. So essay type will be around 40%. Average will be 40%. Difficult will be of 20%. Then total questions will be 47. Previously, you had 37 questions, but the change pattern of question paper for this year's board exam will have how many questions? 47 questions. As I said, 47 questions, that is for 115 marks, means your maximum marks is 70. That means 45 marks is from the for choice questions. So you have lots of advantage as you have the choice questions also here. Then you'll have 1 marker question. I think all of you know, from this year, the changed pattern of question paper in your second PUC biology will have first 15 questions, that is MCQs. Previously used to have 1 marker question, but this year, as you know, the question paper pattern is changed. As you already done your preparatory exam, you might already be aware of the pattern of question paper where you have 15 questions from part A, that is part A is divided into first main and second main. The first main will have 15 questions of MCQs and the second main of part A will have the fill in the blanks. So totally the 1 marker questions will be of 20 questions. So it is very, very important for you all. It's not just marking the right answer in the MCQs. You must be confident about the right answer that you all are going to mark in the MCQ pattern as well as even in the fill in the blanks. Moving on to 2 marker questions, you will have 8 questions. 3 marker questions, you will have 8 questions. 5 marker questions, you will have 11 questions. So totally you will have 47 questions, children, including the choice questions. So this is the distribution of marks chapter wise and the chapters what I have discussed in this particular slide. Let me move on to the next slide. So this is unit wise weightage. That is, as you know, unit reproduction is the first unit, that is unit 6. Then unit 7, genetics and evolution. Unit 8, biology and human welfare. Unit 9, biotechnology. and Unit 10 called Ecology. So as you already said that the weightage of marks for the Unit 6 is 28 marks, then Genetics and Evolution it is 28 marks, Biology and Human Welfare is 24 marks. So these three units itself carries maximum marks. Here you can see Unit 6 Reproduction has a weightage of 28 marks, Genetics and Evolution 28 marks, Biology and Human Welfare 24 marks. Moving on to Biotechnology, Unit 9 has a weightage of 12 marks and Ecology has a weightage of 23 marks. So this is the distribution of marks unit wise. So unit wise weightage of marks. Here let me come back with the type of questions that are going to be asked based on the knowledge level, understanding level, application level, that is the skill level, and the total questions that are going to appear based on these very important factors called knowledge, understanding, application, skill. So moving on to reproduction, knowledge base, you'll have 1 marker question, 6 questions, then 2 marker question, 2 questions, and 3 marker question, 1 question. Then understanding, you'll have 2 marker question, 1 question, 3 marker question, 1 question, 5 marker question, 1 question. And based on skill, it is 1 question. So total for this particular unit called reproduction, 1 marker question, 6 questions, 2 marker question, 3 questions, 3 marker question, 2 questions, and 5 marker question, 2 questions. And the weightage of marks is 28. Moving on to the next unit, Unit 7 called Genetics and Evolution, which has a weightage of 28 marks. When it comes to knowledge-based questions, 1 marker questions will be around 4, that is which you are going to get it in MCQs and fill in the blanks. Then 2 marker question, 2, then 3 marker question, 1. Based on understanding, you'll have 2 marker question 1, 5 marker question 1, and application 5 marker question 1, then skill 2 marker question 1, and 3 marker question 1. So total questions what you are going to have from this particular unit called Genetics and Evolution, 1 marker question 4. That 4 may come for your MCQs and fill in the blanks. Then 2 marker question 2, 3 marker question 2, and 5 marker question 2. Total weightage, as I already said, it is 28 marks. Moving on to Biology and Human Welfare, the total weightage of marks is 24. Based on knowledge, you are going to get 1 marker question 1, 5 marker question 2, and understanding 1 marker question 1, 5 marker question 1, application 1 marker question 1, 3 marker question 2, and skill based we don't have any questions here. So total 1 marker questions 3, then 2 marker questions you don't have any 2 marker question, then we have 3 marker question 2 and 5 marker question 3. Moving on to Biotechnology, that is chapter 9, which has a weightage of 12 marks. Based on knowledge, you have 1 marker question 1, then understanding 5 marker question 1, application question 1 question, that is 5 marker question 1, and that is skill 1 marker question 1. Total, you'll have 1 marker question 2 questions, then you'll have 5 marker question 2 questions, right? So moving on to Ecology, that is the last unit of your second PUC biology syllabus, which includes 4 very important chapters, will have a weightage of 23 marks. So based on knowledge based, how many type of questions you are going to get? 1 marker question, that is 2, 3 marker question 1, and 5 marker question 1. Understanding 1 marker question 2, as I already said, particularly all this 1 marker question, this year you are going to get it either in MCQs or in fill in the blanks. Then 5 marker question 1, then skill, that is application, you don't have any questions, but in skill you have 1 marker question 1, 2 marker question 1, and 3 marker question 1. So totally 1 marker question 5. So here you can make out the first unit called reproduction and the last unit called ecology will have maximum number of 1 marker questions, that is in your MCQs and your fill in the blanks. 2 marker question 1 and 3 marker question 2 and 5 marker question 2. Total 23. So totally in your question paper, how many questions will be there for your 1 marker question? As I said, 20. 20 means what? 15 MCQs and 5 is your fill in the blanks. 5. So total 20. 2 marker question, 8 questions will be there. 3 marker question, 8 questions will be there. 5 marker question, you'll get 11 questions. So totally, you'll have 47 questions in your question paper, including the MCQs and the fill in the blank. So this is the unit-wise weightage which is given by the board examination, that is the PU board, so that you'll be able to understand the units which have more weightage of marks and plan yourselves for your study. Moving on to the next slide, chapter-wise weightage. So the previous slide, that was unit-wise weightage of marks. Let me discuss in this particular slide the chapter-wise weightage. So chapter that is 6, that is reproduction. First unit, as you know, it has 4 chapters, reproduction in organism. 1 marker question 1, 2 marker question 1, that is based on knowledge. Understanding 2 marker question 1, application no, skill no. So here total question 1 marker question 1 and 2 marker question 1. So total weightage of marks for this particular chapter is what? 5 marks. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Knowledge base 1 marker question 2, 2 marker question 1, understanding 5 marker question 1. So totally you have 1 marker question 2, 2 marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1. So totally the weightage of marks for this particular chapter called sexual reproduction in flowering plants is 9. Moving on to the third chapter called human reproduction, which has a weightage of 9 marks. So 1 marker question based on knowledge is 1. Based on, that is knowledge based question for 3 marker is 1. Then we have skill based, you have 1, that is for 5 marker question. So total questions that appear from this particular chapter, 1 marker question will be 1, 3 marker question will be 1 and 5 marker question will be 1. Then moving on to the fourth chapter of unit 6 called reproduction. The weightage of marks is 5 marks. Here you have 1 marker question 2 and 3 marker question 1. So totally 1 marker question you have 2 and 3 marker question 1 and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving on to the unit 7, that is genetics and evolution. Chapter 5 called principles of inheritance and variation has a weightage of 11 marks. So what are the type of questions that are going to appear from this particular chapter from the examination point of view? Knowledge based, that is 1 marker question 2, understanding 2 marker question 1 and application 5 marker question 1, skill based it is 2 marker question 1. So totally how many questions are going to appear for 1 marker, 2 questions, 2 marker, 2 questions, 3 marker questions you don't have and 5 marker question 1. So total weightage is 11 marks. Moving on to the next chapter called molecular basis of inheritance, which has a weightage of 11 marks. Here knowledge based questions you'll have for 1 marker question 1, 2 marker question 1 and 3 marker question 1. Understanding for 5 marker question you'll have 1 question. You have none of the questions for application and skill. So totally how many 1 marker questions are going to appear from this particular chapter? You have 1 marker question 1, 2 marker question 1, 3 marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1. So here as I said, first unit 28 marks. Then second unit total weightage is 28 marks. Evolution, here evolution which has a weightage of 6 marks. Knowledge base is 1 marker question 1, 2 marker question 1 and skill based is 3 marker question 1. So totally what are the questions that are going to appear in this particular chapter 7 called evolution in your board examination? That is 1 marker question 1, that is 1, 2 marker question 1 and 3 marker question 1. Total marks is 6 marks, right? Now moving on to unit 8, that is biology in human welfare, which includes 3 very important chapters: human health and disease, chapter 8, which has a weightage of 9 marks. So what is the distribution of marks? 9 marks. On what basis they are going to give the questions? Based on knowledge, it is 1 marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1. Then application, you don't have any questions from understanding. Application is 1 marker question 1. So total questions that are going to appear for 1 marker question is 1. Then 1 marker question is 1. 2 marker questions you don't have. 3 marker question 1 and 5 marker question 1. So total 9. Strategies, that is chapter 9. Strategies for enhancement in food production, which has a weightage of 9 marks. Here, knowledge-based questions you don't have any questions, but from understanding you have, that is, from understanding you have 5 marker question 1, and from application-based you have 1 question, that is 1 marker question, that it might be in MCQs or it might be in fill in the blanks. Then, so total you have total questions that are going to appear from this particular chapter: 1 marker question 1, 3 marker question 1, and 5 marker question 1. So total 9 marks weightage. So that is about unit 8. Hope I am clear. So I have clearly mentioned about the weightage of marks chapter wise. The previous slide I explained about the unit wise weightage of marks. So this will definitely help you out to prepare yourself for the examination, board examination. I'm pretty sure now you all will be tense and you have so much to study. So you'll be in a confused state to know as to what to study, which chapter I have to give a lot of importance, what is the weightage of marks. So in order to help you out in your examination, we have come out with this discussion of the model paper of your board examination. Moving on to the last chapter called Microbes in Human Welfare of Unit 8, which has a weightage of 6 marks. So what is the distribution of marks we have? In knowledge base, 5 marker question 1, and understanding 1 marker question 1. So total for 1 marker question, we have 1 question, and 5 marker question 1 question. Then moving on to the unit 9, that is biotechnology and principles, and unit 11, that is biotechnology and principles and processes, which has the knowledge based question 1, then 5 marker question 1, then application we don't have any questions, but skill based we have 1 marker question 1. So total questions that are going to appear for 1 marker question from this particular chapter is 2 questions, and 5 marker question is 1 question. So total it is 7 marks. Then moving on to the chapter 12 of unit 9 called biotechnology. Biotechnology and its application, which has a weightage of 5 marks. Now, what will be the distribution of marks for this particular chapter? We don't have any question based on knowledge, understanding, but from applications, we have 1 5 marker question, and totally we have 5. We don't have 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 marker, we have a 5 marker question. So total weightage for this unit 9 called biotechnology is 12. 8 it is 24. Moving on to the last unit, that is called ecology, which has 4 very important chapter 13 called organism and population, which has the questions based on understanding 1 marker question 1, then 5 marker question 1. Based on skill 1 marker question 1, and that is 1 marker question 1. So totally 1 marker questions will be 2 and 5 marker question will be 1. So total weightage of marks for this chapter called organism and population is 7 marks. Then ecosystem, which has a weightage of 6 marks. So what will be the type of questions that are going to appear from this ecosystem in the present changed question paper pattern, that is ecosystem? You will have based on understanding 1 marker question 1. Here in ecosystem, 1 marker question knowledge base you have 2, then understanding 1, then we have in skill 3 marker question 1. So totally how many questions are going to appear for 1 marker question? Will be 3 in number and 3 marker question 1. So totally 6 marks. Moving on to biodiversity and conservation, that is chapter 15, where you have the knowledge based question, that is 3 marker question 1, and you have total question for that is the 3 marker question 1. So totally 3 marks is 3 marks. So you have 3 marker question, only 1 question, that is the weightage of marks for that particular chapter is 3. Environmental issues. Chapter 16, the last chapter of your syllabus called environmental issues, where knowledge base you have the 5-marker question 1 and you have the 2-marker question based on skill 1. So total 1-marker question you don't have any questions here, but you have 2-marker question 1 and 5-marker question 1, total 7. So that is from knowledge base you'll have 14, 2-marker question 4, then 3-marker question 3, 5-marker question 3. Then understanding 1-marker question 3, 2-marker question 2, and 3-marker question 1 and 5-marker question 1. Application 1-marker question 1, then 3-marker question 2, 5-marker question 2, then we have this 2-marker question 2, 3-marker question 2, 5-marker question 2. Totally, you have 1-marker question 20, then 2-marker question 8, then we have 3-marker question 8 and 5-marker question 11. So total marks in your question paper, it will be for 115, 47 questions, 115 marks. But as I said, 115 marks includes 45 marks of your choice questions. Hope I am clear with this particular slide, which has given you an idea about as to what will be the weightage of marks chapter wise in your second PUC biology paper. So hope this will help you out in your examination and you'll have a clarity as to what will be the distribution of marks unit wise or chapter wise, and you can plan yourself. As I said, this is a changed pattern. There is a changed question paper pattern this year for y'all, which includes the first 20 questions, first 15 of MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions, and the remaining 5 questions of the fill in the blanks. All these are first 20 of part A will be a 1-marker question. So hope I am clear with this. So let me discuss about the model question paper that is being released by the board paper, so that you will have an idea as to what will be the type of question paper pattern for your this year's examination, coming examination. So let us discuss about one of the model question paper that is released by the department, Pre-University Education Board. This is one of the model question paper which I am going to discuss in this particular session. So as you know, the time duration for your second PUC biology examination is the 3 hours 15 minutes and the maximum marks is 70. As you all know that your theory paper is for 70 and practical is for 30, which is already been done for you all. So the total it is 100 marks. So the time duration for your examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. So imagine this 15 minutes is very, very precious of your examination. So the time duration for your examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. This 15 minutes is very, very important for you all. So you need to read the question paper carefully and plan yourself like as to what type of questions you are thorough with, so that you can answer those questions first. As you know, there is a change in the pattern of question paper. The first, that is the part A, consists of MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions, and with the fill in the blanks followed by 5 more questions. So total 20 questions is of MCQs and fill in the blanks. So don't be in a hurry to answer the answers. First, read the options correctly, be through with your answers, then you write the correct answers. So plan yourselves for writing, and this 15 minutes is very, very important for you all to plan your answers. So first plan your answers, and once the answer booklet is given, you can start writing. So the time duration for your examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. So your question paper has general instructions, which is very, very important for you all. Read the instructions carefully, then go ahead. Why? Because it's very important, because there are chances of you making mistakes. So what is the first general instructions you have for? The question paper consists of 4 parts. As you all know, part A, part B, part C, and part D. And part A, as I said, as there is a change in the pattern of question paper for your examination, second PUC biology examination, part A consists of section 1 and 2, which section 1 carries the multiple choice questions which you didn't have in the previous year. So multiple choice question pattern, and 2 2 is the fill in the blanks, wherein you need to fill the appropriate answers. So part A consists of section 1 and 2, part B consists of section 3, and part C consists of section 4, and part D consists of section 5 and 6. Next, what is the next instruction? That is, all the parts are compulsory. Very, very important. You can't skip any of the part. All the 4 parts you need to write. That is part A, part B, part C, and part D. One very important, I think all of you know pretty sure, diagrams are very, very important in biology, which is a scoring part of your question paper. So make sure you draw beautiful diagrams, neat and tidy diagrams with labelings, because unlabeled diagrams carry no marks, or unlabeled diagrams or unlabeled illustrations do not attract any marks. So make sure you will draw a beautiful diagram, but you forget to label the parts. So as I said, unlabeled diagrams carry 0 marks, or unlabeled diagrams or illustrations do not attract any marks. And make sure to draw diagrams wherever necessary. So you need to understand the question and make sure, yes, this is the question where I need to explain with a diagram. So make sure that draw diagrams wherever necessary. Unlabeled diagrams or illustrations do not attract any marks. So these are the general instructions. So before, when you start, as soon as the question paper is given, make sure to read this general instruction. Don't avoid the general instructions and go directly for the questions, because you'll be in a hurry to know what type of questions are given for in your examination. But these instructions, general instructions, are very, very important for you all to follow for writing. So this is one, as I said, there is a changed pattern of your question paper. That is, part A contains the MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions for 15 marks. Each question carries 1 mark. So what is the first main? Select the correct alternative from the choices given below. So 4 options are given for you all. For each question, you need to write the correct option, right? That is what we call it as MCQs. I think you all are sure with your competitive examination, already you know how the competitive exams will be, where you have 4 options and you need to analyze which answer is right, why the remaining 3 are wrong. So the same strategy you have to use here also. So 4 options are given to you all. Read the options carefully. Don't be in a hurry to mark the right answer. In a hurry, you don't mark the wrong answer, right? Just think twice before you answer the right answer. So, which I'll just go through one by one. This is one of the model paper released by the board. So, which of the following organism exhibits estrous cycle? Option A, monkey. Option B, human. Option C, rat. And option D, apes. After discussing this pattern of question paper, the same pattern I'll be discussing about the answer. So there itself I'll explain. Second question, triploid condition is observed in option A, egg cell, option B, synergid, option C, antipodals, option D, primary endosperm nucleus. Third question, the first movement of the fetus are observed during which month of the pregnancy? Think twice. So option A, first month, option B, second month, option C, fifth month, and option D, sixth month. Fourth question, based on same, that is part A, select the correct alternative from the choices given below. An example for non-medicated IUD is copper T, lips loop, LNG20, and multi-load 375. Question number 5. Appearance of autosomal recessive trait results in a condition called option A, phenylketonuria, option B, Turner syndrome, option C, hemophilia, and option D, color blindness. Moving on to question number 6. Biopsy is useful in the detection of option A, typhoid, option B, cancer, option C, AIDS, and option D, allergy. Moving on to the 7th question, that is the multiple choice questions. Biofortified bitter gourd is enriched with option A, vitamin A, option B, protein, option C, vitamin C, and option D, iron. Question number 8. A typical example for mycorrhiza forming fungus is option A, penicillium, option B, aspergillus, option C, trichoderma, option D, glomus. That is question number 9. Select the correct sequence of steps in polymerase chain reaction? Option A, annealing, denaturation and extension. B, denaturation, annealing and extension. C, annealing, extension, denaturation. D, that is option D, denaturation, extension and annealing. So see how tricky the questions will be, MCQ. That is the option. So you must be pretty sure with the concepts. Then only you'll be able to mark the right answer. Moving on to the 10th question. That is, in the equation GPP is minus R is equal to NPP. The letter R denotes option A, respiratory quotient, option B, respiration loss, then option C, intrinsic rate of natural increase, and option D, regression coefficient. 11th question. Medical termination of pregnancies are considered relatively safe during option A, first trimester of pregnancy, option B, second trimester of pregnancy, option C, third trimester of pregnancy, and option D, 8th month of pregnancy. Moving on to the 12th MCQ question, that is, a disorder characterized by trisomy of 21 is 21st chromosome is option A, Down syndrome, option B, hemophilia, option C, thalassemia, option D, cystic fibrosis. Then moving on to the 13th question, the process of degradation of detritus into simple inorganic substances by bacterial and fungal enzyme is option A, fragmentation, option B, leaching, option C, catabolism, and option D, humidification. Moving on to the 14th question, that is, desert lizards bask in the sun when their body temperature drops below the comfort zone and move into shade when ambient temperature starts increasing. So this is an example for what? Option A, morphological adaptation. Option B, behavioral adaptation. Is it option C, physiological adaptation, or is it D, biochemical adaptation? Moving on to the last multiple choice question of part A. Each trophic level has certain mass of living material at a particular time called option A, is it standing state, or B, standing crop, or C, biomass, or D, productivity. So first 15 questions of your part A will have the multiple choice question pattern. Hope I am clear with this particular part A of your question paper. Let me move on to the second section of the part A, that is the fill in the blanks. So second main question of part A, fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate word or words from those given below. So here the answers will be given. So the appropriate words or answers will be given. You are supposed to choose from them. So this is for 5 marks. That is, 5 questions will be asked and each question carries 1 mark. So you have 5 questions, but the question number continues. So 15, so you have 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So what is the first question? Anyhow, I am going to discuss about the answers in the coming slide. So I will be just reading out the question. The commonly used vector for cloning genes in animal is dash. The species that invade bare areas are called dash. The tissue that nourishes the developing pollen grain is dash. In lack of parent, the Z gene codes for dash. A single step large mutation that causes speciation is dash. So that dash, fill in the blanks, need to be filled with appropriate answers that is already given for y'all. So this is quite easy for y'all to answer if you are very sure with the concepts. Moving on to part B. So the first part A, has 2 sections, section May 1 and 2, which has the MCQs and the fill in the blanks. Moving on to part B, which is a 2-marker question. So answer any, that is the third main question of part B. Answer any 5 of the following questions in 3 to 5 sentences each, wherever applicable. So moving on to the 21st question, first 20 questions, MCQs and fill in the blanks. From there on, you have the 2-marker question followed with the 21st question. So as I am discussing about one model question paper that is released by the Department of Pre-University Education Board. So what is parthenogenesis? Give an example. 22, define. A, masculation and B is bagging. Each carries 1 mark. It is 2-marker question. Emasculation 1 mark, bagging 1 mark. 23rd question, list the criteria for a molecule that can act as a genetic material. 24th question, what are homologous organs? So which carries 1 mark. Give an example, 1 mark. Suppose you write what are homologous but you forget to write example, then you are going to lose 1 mark. So make sure that you answer both the questions. What are homologous organs? We give an example. Then 25th question, differentiate between seasonal breeders and continuous breeders. Then question number 26, distinguish between linkage and recombination. Moving on to the 27th question of part B, that is draw the pedigree symbols for affected male individual A, B, mating between relatives. So again, here you have 2 questions for 2 marker question. That is 1 marker question, 1 mark for affected male individual if you write the right answer. Then for B, mating between relatives, the right answer, 1 mark. So it is 2 marks. Then 28, sketch and label a scrubber used in controlling air pollution. So you're supposed to sketch and label a scrubber. So how many labelings you must make sure to write when you write the diagram? Minimum 4 labelings should be there. Otherwise, you will not get marks. So make sure you draw the diagram and label all the parts and make sure minimum at least 4 labelings should be there for this particular question. So this is about part D, which has questions from 21 to 28. Moving on to part C, that is the 4th main of part C. Answer any 5 of the following questions in 40 to 80 words each wherever applicable. So you have to answer any 5 of the following questions, and part C carries 3 marker. It's a 3 marker question section. So 3 5s are 15. Moving on to question number 29. What is placenta? Name the hormones secreted by it. So it's a split question actually. So what is placenta carries 1 mark, and name the hormones secreted by it carries 2 marks. So make sure you write both the answers, because if you just write what is placenta and don't write the hormones secreted by it, you will not get full 3 marks. Moving on to question number 30. Explain natural methods of birth control. So it is one of the temporary methods of birth control where you need to explain about the natural methods of birth control. Moving on to question number 31. Mention the different steps involved in DNA fingerprinting. So you are supposed to explain about the different steps that are involved in DNA fingerprinting. That all these questions, this is part C section, carries 3 marker question. Moving on to question number 32. So as I said, in the beginning itself, in the general instructions, it is given draw diagrams wherever necessary. There are certain questions where directly they'll ask you to draw the diagram. So in this question number 32, it's given draw a label diagram of Stanley Miller's apparatus. So it is 3 marker question, and make sure that minimum 6 labeling should be there for the diagram. Then moving on to question number 33, describe any 3 barriers of innate immunity with examples. Moving on to the question number 34, which is a split question. That is question number A. Why meristem is preferred in tissue culture as explant? Question number B. Mention the objectives of plant breeding. So why meristem is preferred in tissue culture as explant carries 1 mark, whereas question number B. Mention the objectives of plant breeding carries 2 marks. So this is a split question for 3 marks. Moving on to the 35th question of 3 marker question of part C. Define endemism. 1 marker question. Then question number B, which is for 2 marker. Overexploitation of natural resources by humans resulted in the extinction of many species in the last 500 years. List any 2 examples for this. So you have to give 2 examples, which is for 2 marks. As I said, it is a split question. Define endemism is for 1 mark and B is for 2 marks. If you have to state 2 examples. For example, you state only 1 example. So you'll get only 1 mark. So there 1 mark, here 1 mark. So you'll be losing 1 more mark. So make sure, read the question carefully. They've asked what? List any 2 examples. So make sure you write 2 examples. For what? For stating that overexploitation of natural resource by humans resulted in the extinction of many species in the last 500 years. Moving on to question number 36. Schematically represent phosphorus cycling in a terrestrial ecosystem. So schematic diagram you have to write. No need to write the points. They are given clearly schematically. So schematically you have to represent the phosphorus cycle. So this is about part C, that is question number 36. Now moving on to the part D. Part D of that is fifth main, which is for 5-marker question. As you know, part D is again divided into 2 main, 5th and 6th main, or both the mains carrying 5-marker each. But here part that is 5th, answer any 3 of the following questions in about 200 to 250 words each wherever applicable. That is 5-marker, that is 3 questions, 3 into 5, that is 15 marks. 37 question. Describe the structure of a mature female gametophyte in angiosperm. Question number 38. Explain any 5 features of genetic code. 39. Explain the different steps involved in the development of a new genetic variety of crop plants. Question number 40. Mention the roles played by microbes in household products. Question number 41. Explain the process of separation and isolation of DNA fragments using gel electrophoresis. Then for question number 42. See, here you can make out. It is a split question for 5 marks. So like each question, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is like one sentence if you write, one word if you write also, like one sentence each, you will get full marks. So define the following: biochemical oxygen demand, define B, that is eutrophication, define C, biomagnification, define D, that is algal bloom, define E, that is ecological sanitation. So that is all about the part D, 5th main. Moving on to the next section, that is section 6 of part D. That is the 5-marker question. Answer any 2 of the following questions in about 200 to 250 words each. That is 2 questions you need to answer which carries 5 marks, that is 5 2s are 10. Question number 43. Draw a sectional view of the human male reproductive system. So here you need to draw the diagram of the human male reproductive system and make sure you write minimum 10 labeling. Labelings are very, very important. As I said in the beginning itself, in the general instructions, they have given that you draw a diagram, but if it is not labeled, then unlabeled diagrams do not attract any marks. So make sure you draw a neat labeled diagram. Then 44th question, explain the benefits of transgenic animals for humans. Then moving on to question number 45. In Mendel's experiment, when 2 pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of characters is independent of other pair of characters. Justify this statement by representing schematically the 2-gene inheritance. So very, very important. So when it is mentioned as 2-gene inheritance, so what is that you are going to draw schematically? That is the dihybrid cross. Next, 46th question, which is a split question, 46A, that is differentiate between euryhaline and stenohaline animals. So as I said, it is a split question where question number A carries 2 marks and question number B carries 3 marks. So what is that question number B? Describe sexual deceit in Ophrys, which carries a 3 marks. Moving on to the last question, as I said, your changed model question paper has 47 questions. Before it was 37, now we have 47 questions. So what is the last question of your question paper? That is the 47th question will be, list out the measures used for prevention and control of alcohol and drug abuse among adolescents. So this is the pattern of question paper for your, this is the model question paper what I have discussed that is being released by the Department of Pre-University Education. So the question that is the part D, section 6 carries question number 43, 44, 45, 46 and 47. Moving on to the part A of your model question paper, what I have been discussing so far. So as I said, the first 15 will be your multiple choice questions and the remaining 5 questions will be the fill in the blanks. So as I've already discussed the same question paper, now I'm going to discuss about the answers. So which of the following organism exhibits estrus cycle? As you know, there are two group of animals which exhibit either menstrual cycle or estrus cycle. So among the four options, you have to identify an organism which exhibits estrus cycle. For option A, monkey, option B, human, option C, rat, and option D, apes. So among the four, monkey, human, they exhibit menstrual cycle, rat exhibits estrus cycle, and D, apes exhibit menstrual cycle. So what will be the answer? The right answer will be option C, that is rat. So you must be able to analyze why the remaining three options are wrong and why one is correct. Then you'll be able to mark the right answer. Moving on to the second MCQs, that is the multiple choice question. Triploid condition. What do you mean by triploid? 3N. Condition is observed in XL, B, synergids, C, antipodals, D, primary endosperm nucleus. XL, synergids, antipodals, you don't find it is, they are all, here you find XLN, here you find 2N, here also you find 2N, here it will be 3N. 3 antipodal cells will be there, but here it is 3N. So what will be the right answer? Answer D is the right answer. As I said, here it is the right answer. So what is the answer? Primary endosperm nucleus. Moving on to the third question. The first movements of the fetus are observed during which month of pregnancy? When will the mother feel the movements of the developing fetus? So she can make out the feeling, that is the movements of the baby, that is the fetus. In which month? Is it A, first month, second month, option B, C, fifth month, D, sixth month? It is option C, that is the sixth month, where the movements of the fetus are observed during the pregnancy. Fifth month of pregnancy, she can feel the movements of the fetus. Then 4. An example for non-medicated IUD, intrauterine device, is copper T, option A, copper T, option B, lips loop, option C, LNG20, option D, multi-load 375. The copper T is copper releasing, lips loop is non-medicated, but the right answer, when you are able to understand, this is hormone releasing IUD, multi-load 375 will be the answer. So option D, that is the multi-load 375 is the answer. Then fifth question, appearance of autosomal recessive trait results in a condition called, as you know, we have chromosomal disorders and genetic disorders. So this is one of the genetic autosomal recessive trait results in a condition called phenylketonuria. That is phenylketonuria. Turner syndrome? No. Then color blindness? Wrong. Hemophilia? Wrong. So the option phenylketonuria is the right answer. Next, question number 6. Biopsy is useful in the detection of typhoid, B, cancer, C, AIDS, D, allergy. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi bacteria. It's a bacterial disease. Cancer, actually it is a disease where the exact reason is not known, and the only way to detect cancer is through biopsy. So cancer is the right answer. AIDS, caused by HIV virus. Allergy, there are many reasons for allergy. So the answer B is the right answer. Question number 7. Biofortified bitter gourd is enriched with. So vitamin A, option A, vitamin A, option B, protein, option C, vitamin C, and D, iron. As we all know that the biofortified bitter gourd is enriched with vitamin C. So the option C is the right answer, that is vitamin C. Question number 8. A typical example for mycorrhiza. Option A, Penicillium, option B, Aspergillus, option C, Trichoderma, and option D, Glomus. The answer is option D, that is Glomus for mycorrhiza, which is a algal and fungal association. Moving on to the 9th question. Select the correct sequence of steps involved in PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction. Option A, annealing, denaturation, extension. Option B, denaturation, annealing, extension. Option C, annealing, extension, denaturation. Option D, denaturation, extension and annealing. So what will be the first very important step is the option B. First denaturation, next comes annealing, next comes extension. So option B is the right answer. Moving on to the 10th question. In the equation GPP, gross primary productivity minus R is equal to net primary productivity, the letter R denotes. So what does R denote? Does it denote option A, respiratory quotient RQ, or respiration loss, or intrinsic of natural increase, or D, regression coefficient? R represents what? Respiration loss. So option B is the right answer. Moving on to question number 11. Medical termination of pregnancy are considered relatively safe during which? So MTP is preferred, usually advised at which month of pregnancy in order to avoid the risk factor. Is it in the first trimester of pregnancy, that is the 3 months pregnancy, or second trimester, that is 6 months, or is it third trimester of pregnancy or 8th month of pregnancy? So usually MTP is preferred in the first trimester of pregnancy, first 3 months of pregnancy, to avoid the risk factor for the mother. Moving on to the 12th question. A disorder characterized by trisomy of 21st. Trisomy of 21st means what? 2n plus 1, that is plus 1 is added to the 21st pair of autosome. So as we all know that there are allosomal disorders and autosomal disorders. So this is a disorder you have to identify which is an autosomal disorder where it is called trisomy of 21st pair of autosome. Is it A, Down syndrome, or hemophilia, or C, thalassemia, or C, cystic fibrosis? It is Down syndrome. The remaining are genetic disorders. So Down syndrome is also called as 21st trisomy, which is common for both male and female. So the answer is Down syndrome. Moving on to question number 13. The process of degradation of detritus, that is detritus, into simple inorganic substances by bacterial and fungal enzyme is. So what is the method in the process of decomposition? As you know, there are 4 very important steps called fragmentation, A, B, leaching, C, catabolism, D, humidification. So what do you call that very particular step where the process of degradation of detritus into simple inorganic substances by bacterial called catabolism? Breakdown process. So the answer is catabolism. Moving on to the 14th question of part A, first main question of part A, that is the multiple choice questions. So desert, for question number 14. Desert lizards bask in the sun when their body temperature drops below the comfort zone and move into shade when ambient temperature starts increasing. So when it is cold, they go and bask in the sun to feel warm. So at the same time, if the temperature is very high, they go into the shade. So what do you call this behavior of this desert lizard? This is an example of what type of adaptation. Is it A, option A, morphological adaptation, or is it B, behavioral adaptation, or C, physiological adaptation, or biochemical adaptation? It is obviously called as what? Behavioral adaptation. So it starts changing its behavior. When it is cold, it basks in the sun, and when it is very hot, it goes into the shade. Next, the last question of the MCQs, multiple choice questions of part A of your question paper, that is each trophic of this model question paper, each trophic level has certain mass of living material at a particular time called what? Standing state, standing crop, biomass, productivity. So each trophic level will have certain mass of living material at a particular time. So obviously it is what called standing crop. So what is the option? Option B is the right answer. So hope you are clear with the first 15 multiple choice questions of this first model question paper that is released by the board. So this first 15 questions are from your multiple choice questions, where 4 options are given, where you need to answer the right answer. So now I'll move on to the second main of part A, that is the fill in the blanks with the appropriate words. So part A, that is second main, fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate word or words from those given below, which is that 5 marks will be there. 1 into 5, that is 5. Question number 16. That is question number 16. The commonly used vector for cloning genes in animal is. So the commonly used vector for cloning genes in animal is. So 5 answers are given here. You need to choose the right answer. Saltation, pioneer species, tapetum, beta-galactosidase. So retrovirus. So the commonly used vector for cloning genes is retrovirus. So answer is what? Here we have to write it as what? Retrovirus. So you need to write the fill in the blanks and fill the blank with the right answer. So the answer is retrovirus. Question number 17. The species that invade bare areas are called dash. So when you go for the Zerard succession, the species that invade bare area is called as what? Pioneer species. It is called as what? Pioneer species. So here you have to write pioneer species. The answer is pioneer species. Question number 18. The tissue that nourishes the developing pollen grain is. So here tapetum. So which is the answer here? Tapetum. Tapetum. Moving on to the next question, that is 19. In lac operant, as you know, lac operant concept, the switch on and switch off method, the lac operant, lac as you know it means the lactose. In the lac operant, the Z gene codes for what? It codes for beta-galactosidase. Beta-galactosidase. Last question of your part A, that is the 1 marker question with the fill in the blanks. Question number 20. A single step large mutation that causes speciation is saltation. It is called saltation. So here you can write beta-galactosidase. That is here, this is the answer. Then saltation. Saltation. Hope you are clear with this model. The first part A of the model paper, the first model paper that is released by the board, that is the first 15, the multiple choice questions, and the remaining 5, that is the fill in the blanks. Hope I am clear with the first part of your model paper, what I am discussing about the model paper that is released by the board. The first, hope I am clear with the first slides where I discuss about the weightage of marks, unit-wise, chapter-wise, distribution of marks, everything, and the type of questions that are going to come for this examination, board examination. As you know, the pattern has been changed, with the part A having the multiple choice questions of 15 questions, 1 mark each, that is 15 marks, and the remaining second section of part A, that is the fill in the blanks, having 5 marks. Hope I am clear with all the concepts of this particular model question paper. So in the coming session, I'll be discussing about the part C and the part D. Till then, thank you.